Okay guys, we're back. We've got the shock all disassembled now, and it's time to start making things pretty. So what you see here is everything that's on a shock. This is a 350X shock, every last piece. So before we start with any type of refinishing or glass beading or sandblasting, these things have to be clean. I don't want to go putting any of this oily stuff into my parts, or excuse me, into my blast cabinets. So we're going to bring it over to the parts wash right now, and that'll be what we're going to be doing for probably the next 20 minutes or so. So we're going to start shining all this stuff up and getting it ready for the blast. And once it's clean, we'll get back to you.
We have been prepping, we've cleaned some parts, we're getting ready to sandblast, and Pat has pointed out a neat trick that is pretty awesome and worth noting. So, since Pat was a young child, he has saved every little rubber cap or plug or whatever that's come on anything. Maybe not since a young child, but a young man. Yeah. So now that allows him the unique ability to cap off different things.
So yeah, and depending on what you're doing, we're going to blast. We don't want to contaminate some of this stuff. You know, these are precision surfaces, so we're just going to put some caps in there like that. Anything you come up with, you know, if you got tape or whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, these are just things that I've done that have come easy. You know, we're going to be taping this up so it doesn't get any damage, but we're also going to cap that off with a piece of rubber there so we don't get anything in the valving. And the same with this stuff here. And we're going to get it basically ready to put in for glass bead and go from there. So we'll catch you guys in a few after this gets cleaned up. You have a sandblaster at home?
Yes.
You tell me like glue line there? Okay guys, so I've gone ahead and glass beaded this. We're trying to get this back to a decent finish. Once I glass beaded it, I went ahead and just ran this across the wire wheel real lightly, and then take a brass bristled brush, clean the threads up, and then I'm going to take a little Scotch-Brite here like this, and we're just going to massage it through. What you're seeing here is kind of the end result. You can still see the paint marks from the factory. That's how light of a finish that I'm putting to this. I'm not going crazy. We're not taking any material away. But once I get these threads all cleaned up, we're going to go ahead and tape this stuff off, and then we're going to put an aluminum finish back on this like it should.
Alright, we've cleaned parts, we've finessed parts, we've put factory finishes back on parts. But Pat was telling me these are painted from the factory.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people actually take these shock bodies and just polish them right up, which is still good, you know, or clean them up with a Scotch-Brite pad. But believe it or not, they're actually painted from the factory on aluminum color. So after we've taken the time to glass bead this, we've already gone through and shined up all the threads, cleaned them with a brass brush, and now we've taped that off to protect it, as well as all the other places that we don't want to get paint, and capped that off. So I've got an aluminum paint here, right here. This is VHT cast aluminum. Seems to be a pretty accurate color, so I'm going to go out and get a coat of paint on that right now. And then once that cures, Preston's going to throw this shock together and we'll see how it goes.
All right. So Pat, how old is this t-shirt you're wearing?
Whew, I think I got this for like my 3rd or 4th birthday, and I really haven't grown much.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's full of holes, and I couldn't even tell you. But I tell you what, I sure have seen some stuff.
Yeah. You know what else is full of holes?
No.
Half the story Vinny Staffa tells are full of holes. But anyway,
I've been gathering that. That's definitely a topic for another time because there's some subject matter.
yes, yeah.
Definitely some subject matter. Anyways, back to the name of doing things at home, guys. I understand that not everybody can send stuff out for plating. I understand that not everybody has access to powder coating. I understand that everybody doesn't have access to brand new old stock parts, but doesn't stop the want from having nice stuff on your machines. So I took a minute here with Preston and we're redoing a shock here today using nothing but paint at home, wire wheeling, whatever you got, just to make it happen. So this is proof that you can still make it nice. So if you want to see here, you can actually see what's going on here.
So this is, yeah, go ahead.
This part was just simply glass beaded in there, and then we actually used some bumper chrome paint on there. That's dry, that is the finish. Is it gonna hold up forever? No, it's not. Does it look better than your rusty shock? Yes, yes it does. So this part of the shock body here, we've gone ahead and cleaned that up. This has got the aluminum paint on it. We've gone and protected the threads and gotten that ready for assembly here. Preston's gonna be doing that shortly. This was the shock shaft here. He's already prepped the aluminum and taped that off, and then painted the parts that are steel so they don't rust after reassembly. The rest of the nuts for the shocks are spring as well. And then last but not least, here's the shock spring. We went ahead and taped the ends off of that and we painted that a flat black, so we're just waiting for that to dry up. This is just something you guys can see. I hope you like what the end result is here, and maybe it's something you guys can do at home too. So here we are peeling the tape off, getting a little final reveal of what's going on. And now you'll be able to see some of the contrast of the work that we've done here. Preston can tell you it really doesn't take that much time. We stripped it down with the glass bead cabinet and cleaned up the threads. And now we've got a nice aluminum finish. The threads don't have paint in them. The sealing surface is clean. The bushing, all that stuff's ready. We'll pop the cap out of the bottom here. Yeah, it's nice and pretty. And there you have it. We've got a nice body.
You have a nice body too, Pat. Thank you.
Oh, you too.
Okay. That's it. Can I back that out? Seems nice.
Does it come back fast?
It came back how it came back.
So we would increase rebound and it would slow the rate.
Hmm?
So we can go like this. See how fast it returns. See how slow it comes back now? Beautiful.
Cool.
Nice.
Springtime?
Springtime.
All right. Progressive part goes to the fixed end, so down here.
Sharp edge down. Nope, you're good.
Sharp edge down.
Yep. And
I go through here.
Correct. And now you can just tighten the spring up to it. Turn the whole spring. Pretty good right there. Probably a little fast. Probably right on the money.
Good. For the heavier rider.
Exactly. Husky.
Yes. This isn't the Vinny Stafford setting. Which way do I go with that?
Just good and snug. German torque. Guten tight. Beautiful. Square up your clevis to your top. And you, sir, have a complete shock.
We did it!
Awesome. Let me get you a little air cap.
And just like that, we've done our task. Pat, you're a great teacher.
Thank you very much. You're a great student.
Thanks.
Not too bad, man.
Yep. I think
So, can they tell which one is the amateur shock out of all these? One of these is Preston's.
that's pretty fun. I started on it, so maybe I gave it away. My spring hasn't been powder coated, so it actually looks good from this angle. But this is the one I did, and this is done by a pro, so send me all your work. Now I know the process. Yeah. Now you know the process too.
I need a VIP or something. What do you call it?
A VIG.
A VIG.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. 10% for the big guy.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, so my technique with getting the air out of the oil needs a little improvement. But
yeah, there's definitely a technique to the
finesse.
The methods that you stroke it.
Yes, yes. I've heard that.
Yes, it's very important.
But I'm gonna worry about my knuckle on my own time. We've been here almost 12 hours, 11 hours we've been here. No, 10 hours. Yeah. It's 8 o'clock, I got here at 10. So, but this has been a wonderful day, Pat. Thank you so much.
It has.
We'll wrap it up with this, and
yeah, I hope everything worked out today, and I hope it's helpful to some of you guys out there. You know, obviously, and you know, this is something new to all of you guys, not all of you guys, but if you have any questions, feel free to call Preston.
I'll filter them. All right. Thanks, Pat. Over and out.
Thanks.
Pat has stepped out to order some lunch. So while I'm by my lonesome in here, we'll look at this nice 87 Fat Cat. We know it's an 87 because of the silver motor. Well, we would believe it to be an 87. Plus it's got the H. Nice unit, not, you know, pristine, but nicer, honestly, than probably 98% of them out there. I don't know what it is about Fat Cats. Is it just the white that the rust stands out? I think mine are rusty. But this is something Pat just picked up, and maybe he'll tell us more about it. But that is a KX500 motor set in a Takati frame. Pretty cool. Last time we were here, he had an 86 up on the table that he had just restored. I think this is also an 86. I don't know that, but I think that. But he took this for some speed runs the other day. He said he was going to try to get a top speed on it, so I don't know if he did, but we'll ask him. This thing he said was his buddy Chris's. Very cool. Honda motor. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I think that's the same welder I got. That's cool. This little ATC 70. Little leafing motor in it. Nice little unit. And what is a trip to Pat Farnum's house without talking about a Takati? Yeah. So this is a little bonus footage. But this number on the back seems different than what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, it's a little bigger, almost twice as big. So I finished up that restoration of the 86-250. Some of you guys might have seen a couple months ago here, and as luck would have it, I was able to get my hands on another one here. A buddy of mine, Aaron Walrath, had this, and something I always had my eye on, and I had an opportunity to pick it up. And so we're not sure what's going to happen yet. It might turn into a full restoration. It might just stay in this condition. But I've never had a chance to go out and put any kind of time on a 500 two-stroke Takati. So I'm kind of looking forward to just going out and seeing what it's made of.
You sent me some video of you ripping on this thing. And you said you could describe it as raw.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously the 250s always were a little lazy down low to mid. There isn't much of that here with this machine. The torque, you know, similar to like a 350X, just kind of rolls on. There's no lag. Same thing with this, but then it just starts screaming. So it's a handful, man.
So this is a thumb throttle.
Yeah. The Trike, the original Takati, would have had a twist throttle. I bought it with a thumb throttle on there, and to be honest with you, that's where I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So that'll be staying, that's for sure. That pipe there is a hand-combed pipe. That was actually made by Nick Lillane.
Okay.
That was built for this machine, for that motor, and yeah, it's a runner.
That's amazing.
Last week, I actually took a moment and machined a set of 200S hubs, which are the same spline as the Kawasaki. So I just had to take a little bit of the splines out of the inside, and those go right on, and now I can actually use the 4x110 Honda bolt pattern on these, because that's where all my wheels, or most of my wheels are, so now that gets me back in action with that. The front wheel pattern is the same as the Honda as well, so Honda wheels on this. Perfect.
Very cool. What's this?
That is a decompressor, so that was installed in there. As you can imagine, it's quite a beast to start. You do have to wear boots or motocross boots to get it fired up, but that there will help. You know, what it does is it temporarily allows it to release compression. Once it fires up, it pops out, and you're back in action. So it's a pretty common mod for the 500s.
This is 86?
Yes, and the motor is as well. 86 motor, 86 trike. This was actually built by Dan Bennett. He's out in western New York. I actually had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week regarding this, and it's been a few years since he's owned it, but he is the one that can take credit for putting it together and building it. It's a pretty neat piece, so if it stays in my possession, I look forward to tearing it apart and giving it a touch, because it would be a really, really nice piece.
Yep. Amazing. Thanks again, Pat.